Hello and welcome to episode 10 of the Little Dynamite Knits podcast. My name is Sarah and I live outside of Philadelphia with my husband Brent and our 3 cats, Gustav, Gracie, and Gertie. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're coming back as a return viewer, thank you to you as well. If you enjoy this episode, because I know I'm going to forget to say it at the end of the episode, please consider subscribing, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment and tell me what you enjoyed, what you're working on, where you're watching from, and all of that good stuff. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky. I think it's the same username, Little Dynamite, but with an underscore. So it's Little_Dynamite on Instagram. And I think Blue Sky, I don't use Blue Sky, but everyone was doing it. So I made an account so that I had it. But if we're, as far as looking for a replacement for Meta goes, I don't think Blue Sky is it. Not really for me. And then on Ravelry, I am Little Dynamite without the underscore. But someone had the username for Instagram before I could get it. Not that I'm bitter or anything. So it is February 20, what's today's date? It's the 25th. The last time I recorded was January 15th, so it's been a little over a month. However, we are still within the time frame of my goal of recording an episode, at least one episode per month. So we're going to call that a success. It has been, it's just been, I feel like people who are watching this are going to understand what I mean when I say this. It's just a lot right now. Everything, everything is a lot right now. Some of it's good. Most of it is not, but let's see. Quick recap. Brent and I are both getting over illness. Well, he's actually still kind of in the midst of it. Got a cough that won't quit from what I've been told. I should expect to have this cough for 6 to 8 weeks. So that's fun. What else has been going on? So yeah, illness, which I know everyone is dealing with in their homes. And then work has been very busy, a little more stressful than usual with some things that are going on, but nothing I can't handle, thankfully. Have gotten to see family recently. We went up to North Jersey to see Brent's uncle, who's like 85 years old, get married to his dear Ellie. So we went up there and had a lovely time with his family. Just this past weekend, we had dinner with my entire family, which was lovely. Went to an Italian restaurant in Philly. And other than that, hung out with friends a couple times, but I've really been doing a lot of hibernating. It's been extremely cold. And again, the world is just a lot right now. And my response to that has really just been to hibernate and knit. I have so much knitting to talk about today. I have today an FO, a hoe, and 6 or 7 whips, because I forget. So I think we're just going to jump into it. Yeah. And actually, before I even get to my projects, I just have to take a quick minute to show off one of Brent's FOs. So this is Pogo. I named him Pogo, the penguin. And this is the felting kit that I bought for Brent at Rhinebeck 24 from Going Gnome. So this is a Going Gnome kit that Brent completed. Gosh, he started and finished this the same day, I'm pretty sure. And now Pogo lives on my desk next to my wobble dinosaur that I crocheted last year. So isn't that cute? So Brent is still enjoying needle felting, which is awesome. All right, so my first FO I don't have with me, and actually it's 6 FOs. I'm going to, maybe I should move over a little bit. I'm gonna put some photos up here for my mom's birthday, which was Saturday, February 22nd. I made her a set of the Caddy Corner washcloths and hand towels from Pearl Soho. So I ordered the yarn from Pearl Soho. I used their Cotton Pure base, which is 100% organically grown cotton. And on their website, and it's a free pattern, like a lot of Pearl Soho patterns are. And on the website and in the pattern, it says to order 6 skeins of yarn, 2 skeins each of 2 colors, and then 1 skein of the other 2 colors. And that should get you 2 towels and 2 washcloths. However, it became pretty clear pretty early on that I was going to have a decent amount of yarn left over if I just made 2 washcloths. So what I ended up doing was I made 4 washcloths, and I made them all solid colors to try and use up more of the yarn and give my mom more washcloths. So I gave them to her on Sunday when we had family dinner, along with some handmade soaps that I ordered from, oh, I can't remember the name. It is a local maker here in Pennsylvania. I ordered a lovely, she wrapped it up so nice. I ordered some like half-size bars of soap for my mom so she could try several different scents. I will look up who it is, and I will put that in the description box below, along with everything else I'm going to talk about. So gave those to her. I even have a little video of her opening them. She really liked them. I have to say that the texture of these, it's like a half fisherman's rib pattern, but like on a bias, so it's diagonal. And it just makes the most delightfully squishy texture. I did block them in the sink, but they are like 100% machine wash on cold, tumble dry low, and they were taking too long to dry when I was blocking them. And by that, I mean, I didn't start blocking them until like a day before I had to give them to my mom. So I actually put them in the dryer, and it was really kind of liberating to get to put some hand knits into the dryer. So they will be easy care for her, and she really liked them. The colors I got from her, they're bright, they're bold. They are not typically at all my colors, but my mom likes really bold, bright, colorful shower curtains. She has 3 of them, and that she rotates throughout the year. So I think she said these match her fall shower curtain. I knew they matched one of them, and then we were at her house not long ago, and she had a different shower curtain. I was like, oh no, I ordered the wrong colors. Turns out she has 3, so all good. So that was my FO. I knit those pretty much exclusively for the last month, except for when I needed breaks, because the cotton yarn, my hands did not love knitting with that cotton yarn. And maybe they would if I was doing it in like smaller chunks, but like for hours a night, like, because I would knit a washcloth each night that last week. Like it took me a day to knit a complete washcloth. So the way the yarn like rubbed in my fingers because of how I hold my yarn, because I'm a thrower, it really started to irritate my fingers. I actually had to put band-aids on my pointer finger and my thumb at one point because it was bothering me so much. Would I knit with the yarn again? Yes. Would I knit this pattern again? Yes. I do think I want to make some for our house in colors that are like more me, but it's going to be a while until I do that. So, but it was really great and it made a great present. So very happy with that. My hoe, I guess, yeah, let's do that. So this is in my lovely little knitter bag from Camp Stitchwood. These are my favorite sock bags because I can throw them in any other bag that I may be, carrying. So I know I've shared this before. I don't think I was done, but now I have a complete sock. Did I show this last time? I honestly can't remember, and I clearly did not do a lot of prep for this episode. But this is the Starfall colorway sock set from Red Door Fiber, and I just did a 3x1 rib on the top of the foot, stockinette on the bottom. I knit my socks toe up, so it's 3x1 rib on the top, stockinette on the bottom, heel, gusset and flap, the toe up version, slip stitch heel, ribbing all the way around for the leg, and just a little blip of the contrast color for the top. I made these much longer than I usually do. Usually I knit my socks pretty low, but I've been enjoying having them cover more of my leg lately, so that's what I did with these. I have not cast on the second sock yet, but we'll see when I get back to that. No pressure. I have tons of socks. It's not like I need any more tomorrow. So I'll just pick that up when I need something small and simple. I do want to show this real quick. Actually, let's back up. I just jumped right into projects. So I'm calling this episode the Great Stash Challenge of 2025. And the reason for that is a local knitter friend of mine, her name is Mariah. She last year hosted a year-long stash project, Knit From Your Stash, throughout the year, where people could keep track of all of their weight and yardage of the yarn that they used from their stash. And so I joined for this year. So the only rules are that you have to have had the yarn in your stash by January 1st of this year. And I'm very pleased to say that every whip I am currently working on is yarn from my stash. I have no acquisitions to share this episode. I have purchased yarn. I have 3 big pre-orders that are coming. 2 sweater quantities from Paisley Knits, and then the rest of the yarn that I need to keep working on my painting honeycombs blanket from Little Fiber Co. So I have ordered yarn. It's not here yet because it's pre-orders, but I have 0 acquisitions. I mean, I bought some needles, but I haven't brought new yarn into this house, and I have been knitting a lot. So there's been a lot of yarn going out. I mean, like, look at this. There's space there. Look at that space, guys. So yeah, so I'm doing this stash challenge for fun. No pressure, but it's a fun little motivator to knit from stash, because I have a lot of beautiful yarn that I purchased with the intent to make beautiful things, and we're doing it this year. And because I have so many whips, I've just been carrying them around in this big Tanny Casey bag that I got at Yarn Centric last year. So I just put all of my smaller project bags in here, and I just carry this around the house with me. It goes upstairs with me when I go to bed at night. It comes down to the first floor in my office when I'm working. I just take it, everywhere I go. So yeah. So that was FOs and hose. So now it's time to talk about the whips. Here's the thing. I've known for a long time that I am a process knitter. The actual act of knitting is what I love most about this craft. The finished items are obviously awesome, but I only recently have really started wearing my knits a lot. They used to just sit in a closet and really not get a lot of love. And in the last few years, I've been like actually wearing the things that I make. But I am a process knitter 100%. I think it's why I love knitting for other people so much. One, I love giving gifts, but also I just love knitting so much, and knitting for someone I love is like just even better than knitting for myself. And this year especially, as you know, this dumpster fire that is 2025 continues to burn uncontrollably, I just keep casting things on because I need that comfort of knitting. And when it comes to finishing, I'm definitely avoiding finishing projects. Anything that has the potential to give me a little bit of stress, seaming especially, I'm avoiding right now, in favor of continuing to work on other projects and casting on new ones. So this is the most whips I think I have ever had in my life. But I know I'm not alone in that. I have talked to several other maker friends, and they seem to be doing the same thing I'm doing, in that, you know, every time you hear another piece of bad news, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and keep knitting. Yeah, it's fine, I'll just keep knitting. Obviously it's not fine. But that's a whole nother topic that I am not going to unpack and get into today. So, all that to say, I have a lot of whips. So we'll start with the one that's right here, the biggest one, and that is Brent's Rough Edges cardigan. I have completely blocked it. Well, sort of. I made the mistake of wet blocking all the pieces of this cardigan at the same time, and very, very, very quickly ran out of blocking mats and pins. So I had to get really creative in how I put this out on the blocking mats. I actually put a few pieces on top of each other, which was actually kind of good because then I could like measure them exactly to the same sizes. So I think when I seam, that will make it easier. But I wasn't able to pin everything. So like some of the sides are like nice and straight. And some of them are still curling quite a bit. But I have all the pieces here ready for seaming when I can work up the nerve to tackle that. So this, again, if I didn't say it, this is the Rough Edges cardigan by Ann Hansen. I am knitting this for my husband out of Barocco Ultra Wool. In this lovely gray color that he picked out, and I had ordered through my local yarn store, which is Pearls of Wisdom in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. So when am I going to start seaming this? I don't know. I'm thinking I might go to Pearls of Wisdom for knit group one Wednesday night and get a little help and extra support before I start that. But all the pieces are there. You know, I've got the pockets ready to go, and it just needs to be seamed, and then button band, collar, and all of that. And then a final full proper wet block. So yeah, he's not gonna have it for this winter, but I'm also not gonna have my cardigan for this winter. So speaking of, oh, and I'm keeping that project in this amazing tote bag from my friend Heather of Heathered Handmaids. This is her Fiber Friends tote. It is ginormous, it is wide, it has a zipper, it has a pocket inside. It is a fantastic bag. I don't know if she has any left, but if she does, you should get one. So my cardigan, which is in this adorable bag from Yarnaceous Fibers, although it really doesn't fit in here anymore. I need to move this into a bigger bag. But this is my, oh, it's covered in cat hair. I have 2 white cats and I love dark colors. This is the Big Cozy Cardi by Andrea Mowry. And I am knitting this in Walcott. Oh, it's bigger than I thought it was. Walcott Yarns Opus is my main yarn. And then for the contrast, I'm going to use Les Garçons Fluff in this lovely goldenrod color. So this colorway is called Hickory. It's very, very, very dark brown. And as you can see, it's just a giant rectangle. I have to go to 30 inches this way. So since I last recorded, no, there's no way I did that much. I don't think I've moved this since I last recorded, which means I may not have worked on this since my last episode. It's kind of gotten to a point where it's a little boring and it's a lot of back and forth between knit and purl, but it feels so good. Oh, if I just remind myself how soft it is and how wonderful it's going to feel to wear it, maybe I'll start working on it again. Or maybe, you know, the new goal will just be to finish it before Rhinebeck in October, and so I can wear it there. Hold on, tangled. So that's my Big Cozy Cardi. All right, what do we want to talk about next? Ooh, let's do this. This is inside a Madder Root bag. One of the newer designs, I think, with the polka dots. And then on the inside, kitty cats. I love this bag. So I am participating in the Grid Gambit knit along, which is, it actually started, I think, with a hand spun challenge or exchange that was hosted by Emily of the Botanical Knitter and Samantha Guerin, who designed the Grid Gambit pattern. So I think people spun yarn and then they traded with partners. I'm not a spinner yet. So I'm using Spin Cycle for this, but I have, so I had this one skein of Dyed in the Wool in the Andromeda colorway, which is the store exclusive colorway for Starlight Knitting Society in Portland, Oregon. This is what I have left right now. And then for my main color, or non-color changing, I am using Soam DK. This is what I have left of the first skein. This is Soam DK from Camellia Fiber Co. And the colorway is New York. This is a very special base. It's 42% baby alpaca, 8% merino, and 50% Pima cotton. You get 164 yards in a 50 gram. Does it come in a skein? Yeah, I think it comes in skeins. And it is non-superwash. So here's what I have. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Here's what I have so far. Look at that. Can we just all take a moment to appreciate, one, what a cool pattern this is, but look at these colors. And, you know, Spin Cycle yarn, I find, it's not rough by any means, but it's certainly not like the softest yarn I've ever worked with or worn. It's fine. It's not rough at all. I feel like I'm giving the wrong impression. It's a lovely yarn. However, combining it with this Soam DK, this is the squishiest fabric, and I cannot wait to wear it. So let's see. When I wear it, it's actually going to go like this. This will be the top, and so it'll come around here. And so these dark colors will be down in the front, which is exciting because that's what I was hoping. But we're going into some really dark colors from here, and then looks like it ends with this lighter purple, which I think might be, I had a very, very small amount of at the beginning. This project is so fun to work on. And for a while I just couldn't put it down. And then I remembered that my mom was having a birthday and I had to finish her present. So I'm very excited to get back to working on that. And I just recently found out Samantha Guerin is going to be at a store in New Jersey called Do You Knit on, I think it's in May. Let's see. May 17th. So I am definitely going, and I'm going to wear my Grid Gambit cowl, or I'm going to bring it with me if it's too hot, because I overheat, you know, all the time. But either way, I'm going to bring it and share it with her and just get to say hi, which will be lovely. All right, that's WIP number 3. Number 4. Oh, okay. This is in a really cool drawstring bag that I believe was ice dyed by Sarah of Craft Me Not Yarn Co. This was one of the extra goodies in her 2023 winter box. And 2 of the yarns that I'm using for this project are also from that winter box. So do I have my ball bands? Yes. Okay, cool. So I am working on a pattern by Maxim Sear, Max the Knitter, called The Snuggle is Real Cow. Yes, you've probably seen several people working on this recently, and I am a happy follower. So I am using, for the 2 DK weight yarns, I am using Craft Me Not Yarn Co. So these are 2 colors that were in the 2023 winter box, which was a conservatory theme based on Longwood Gardens, which is in southeastern Pennsylvania. So the dark color, so my main color is this deep, deep color called Reflection Pool. And then the first contrast color is called Conservatory. And it's this really lovely, subtly variegated light color. These are 100% superwash merino, 231 yards, 4-ply. So these are the outside part of the cowl. And then on the inside, you hold 2 strands of lace weight together. And I'm going to use 2 actual different colors that I think are close enough that they're going to make a really cool result. These are both from Woolberry Fiber Co. I think one is her old Surrey base. Let me just take these out of here now. Oh, I might regret that. Okay. Let me just take these out of here. So the first one I'm using is her new Surrey base, which is the much thinner, like true lace weight. It's 437 yards per 50 grams, 65% Surrey alpaca, 35% silk. This is the colorway Fresh Eucalyptus. And then the other one is the old Surrey base. So hopefully this works out. I did not gauge, but fingers crossed. And this is called Green Gables. This was one of the colors from the Anne of Green Gables collection. And so this is the 74%, 26% silk Surrey base, 328 yards for 50 grams. So together I think they're going to be lovely. And let's see if I can hold all 4 of these. So this is the whole color scheme for my Snuggle is Real. And when did I start it? Yesterday? I think I started it yesterday. Did the provisional cast on. I probably should have chosen a different color for my provisional cast on because it is very close to my main color. But I'm just doing my 2x2 ribbing before I join the first contrast color. So Snuggle is Real, Cal. Looking forward to that. Obviously won't be done for this winter. That seems to be the theme of everything I'm working on right now, but that's okay. All right, next whip is going to be Frogged, but I'm gonna recast on because I really want this. I have had in my stash for a very long time 1 skein of Kelborn Woolen's Germantown, which is their worsted weight. Yes, 220 yards for 100 grams. I think that's worsted, like a light worsted, in the color Pebble. And I bought this specifically to make the February hat, which is a pattern by someone whose name I'm going to put in the description box below. I think it was designed for Kelborn Woolens. I just can't remember the actual designer's name. This starts with a provisional cast on. I did the provisional cast on around a spare cable, and then you fold it up so you get that lovely double brim, and then it's a very textured pattern. You're just doing different combinations of knits and purls in bands to make different textures. The problem that I'm having, and I put this on a longer cord so I could try it on, I think it's too small. And I went back and read some notes from other people's Ravelry projects, and it looks like a lot of people had the same issue. And so they added the pattern repeat. Once you get into the texture, it's an 8-stitch repeat. So a lot of people added an additional 8 stitches. So they cast on 96 instead of 88. It fits, but she's tight. And I just know myself. Oh, should this be my, should this be the, why do I have a stitch marker just hanging out? Oh, this should not be loose. Anyway, should this be my, my thumbnail for the video? What do you think? But you can see what it's doing to my hair. That's because it's very slowly sliding up my head because of how tight it is. So I'm going to frog this. I'm gonna rip it all out and start it over again. But I just thought, I've had this, oh gosh, probably for 2 years. I've wanted to make this hat. So I thought, why not make the February hat in February? I think Kelborn Woolens is also doing a like a hat knit along this year, like all their hats. So they did the January hat in January. Now we're on February and so on. Because I think they have 12 different hat patterns, one for each month. And this is just hanging out in a Le Garçon tote bag. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. I'm missing something. Hat cow. What am I missing? Oh, my painting honeycombs blanket is on the floor, but I'm not going to get that out because I'm still waiting for yarn to jump back into that. My last whip is actually cross stitch. I pulled out my cross stitch again. I don't think I've ever talked about it here, but when I was a kid, I really loved cross stitch. I used to have like the little ornament kits and would do little cross stitch projects. And then I kind of just didn't do it for a while. And then very early on in the pandemic, I started cross stitching again. And so I got out some of my completed projects to share. So this was just a quick little kit to get back into the practice of cross stitch. So it just says I can't adult today. And then I discovered, I think these are caterpillar cross stitch. Again, I will put it in the box below, but I did a Christmas sampler. And I still have to frame it, obviously, but I did that. And then I also did this really fun Halloween one. And I love it's on this gray, what's it called, Ada fabric. I really like that. So when I got my cross stitch out again recently, I did it because I wanted to work on this really cool map of the United States, which you can see I did Oregon. And basically you cross stitch all the states that you've been to. However, when I pulled it back out, so I did Oregon a while ago. I pulled it back out to work on it. And when I did that, the poor state of Maine fell off into the ocean. Never to be seen again. No. The lovely, lovely, lovely state of Maine broke off. So that was really, it was really disappointing. It was quite a bummer, I have to say. I was so excited to work on this, and I don't know if I'm going to order another one or not. It is very fragile. It's very thin, but I love it so much. So I may order a new one of these. But in the meantime, I picked up, I was right, caterpillar cross stitch. I picked up another project that I had in progress, and this is a very cute little sampler that, hold on, let me find the actual picture of it. I don't have it. Let's see if it's in here. Oh, and this is actually not caterpillar cross stitch. This is Little Dove Designs, this one. The other two were caterpillar cross stitch. So this is, first I drink the coffee, then I do the things. And it's on this lovely pale green fabric. So I have been working on this. So that's in progress. I've got my little magnetic needle minder. It says coffee, how appropriate. Coffee, cats, cuss words, cross stitch. So I pick this up every now and then when I need a break for knitting, and it's been really fun to get back into it. I bought myself a pair of those glasses that have the magnifying plates and a light on it to help me see my stitches when I'm cross stitching. I can't wear it for a very long time because it hurts the top of my nose, but it is very helpful. And when I finish this, I actually have two other projects. One I have actually started, and it is, I think this is a caterpillar, and it was like a mystery cross stitch. Let's see if there's a picture of the whole thing. Yeah. So it's just all these different flowers in pots. And so I have it. I think I've only done very little. Yeah, that's all I've done on that so far. And then the other one I have is going to be quite an undertaking. And maybe this can take the place of my, no, I really want my state map. Okay, this is, the kit is called Adventure Awaits. And it's just a really fun version of a world map with different things. Like it's got the Statue of Liberty and the Golden Gate Bridge and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And I think that's the Sydney Opera House and Christ the Redeemer. So, is that focusing? Yeah. So yeah, cross stitch. That's been really fun. All right, I still think I'm missing something, but if I'm not, then that's it for my whips. So what was that? Two cardigans, a hat, a cow, cross stitch, socks. Okay, so yeah, that's like 6. I, last but not least, am going to be starting a new cast on, because why not? I'm gonna do my first ever garment test knit. So Tori Yu did a test call for her Avenue T pattern. And I think she already put out the Avenue vest, but this is the t-shirt version, and it comes with 2 necklines. I'm doing the V-neck, and I already had yarn in my stash for this. So I'm gonna use actually one of the 2 yarns that she did her samples in, which is Explorer Knits Denali Sock. And I'm gonna use this gorgeous colorway from the Farmer's Market collection last year called Catch of the Day. So I've got the yarn all wound up, ready to go. And it's my first, not just my first garment test knit, my first non-cardigan, like top-down garment. I think I'm knitting the biggest size. I'm doing the size 9. I think it's gonna fit based on measurements I took last year. But I'm also a little bit of a loose knitter, and I think there's quite a bit of overage, like in the yardage estimates for the 4 skeins. So hopefully we'll be good. Obviously, I'm going to do a gauge swatch for this. So I will probably cast this on after I finish the Grid Gambit. The deadline, the due date for this is April 17th, though Tori did very graciously say, if you're knitting one of the, I think the 3 largest sizes, you can have a little bit more time if you need it. Just let her know. But I'm gonna try to really try to get it done by that date of April 17th. So I have no acquisitions. This is so weird, but go me. So lots of yarn going out, not a lot coming in. Other future projects, oh, I can't reach them. So I have yarn wound up for a few other projects. One is a Manhattan hat by Tori Yu. I'm gonna make a pair of bear paw socks for my husband, a pair of laneway socks for me. Oh, I know what I have. I also wound up yarn for, oh, there's my Manhattan hat yarn. Wait a minute, where is it? Here it is. I'm gonna make a pair of like wrist warmers, arm warmers in this natural worsted weight yarn from Woolberry Fiber Co. The pattern's from a book. It's going to be my from a book knit for that knit'll make along that Needles at the Ready, Fiber Hustle, and Michael of Piece for Piece Crafting are hosting. No rules really, except it comes from a book or a printed of some kind pattern that you have in your library. Don't ask questions. What else? I bought my ticket for Yarn Centric in May. That'll be my first event of the year. So if you're going to Yarn Centric, please let me know. I think I'm going to be going to that one solo this year. My friend Susan cannot go this year. So I still need to find a place to stay. And I am open for hanging out. So if you're going to Yarn Centric or Maryland Sheep and Wool, let me know. And then obviously October, In the Untangled is In the Untangled, maybe Wool and Affair, and of course, New York Sheep and Wool. Still undecided about Flock in August. Still not sure I'm going to be able to make it out there for that. Although more and more people keep saying they're going. So I may end up buying a ticket and going, but we'll see. All right, that's it. I'm going to stop here and do some editing for this and try to get this uploaded. If not today, hopefully tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the 26th. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, leave me a comment, let me know where you're watching from, what you're working on, what you enjoyed. If you have any questions, come join me over on Instagram, find me on Ravelry, and all that good stuff. I hope that you are having a good day. I hope that you are being kind to yourself. I hope that you are doing whatever it is you need to do right now to take care of yourself, but also stay informed. It's a lot right now. Thank goodness for yarn. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for being here. Bye.